So I've been putting a lot of work into disc golf dies lately, and a lot of people have been asking me my methods, my supplies, and stuff like that. So I'm gonna take this video to show you guys how you can take something like this and turn it into something like this. Follow along. I'll have some easy steps and supply lists so you can recreate your own cool die disc and spice up your bag. Alright, we're going to go over the stuff you're going to need to prep your disc. First off, you're going to need a disc. Right here I have a Castaplast K1 Sphia. Just picked it up at Kayak Point, so we're going to throw some dye on it. You're going to need Dawn dish soap. And you're going to need a sponge to obviously clean with. So let's get this going real quick. Another side note, some people use alcohol, acetone, Goo Gone, all kinds of stuff like that. I just prefer soap and water for just a regular rinse. And there you have it, clean disc. The purpose of this is mold manufacturers will put a release agent in their injection molds to make it easier to pull the plastic out when they're done pushing them, making them. So there you go. It's clean and ready for dye. Next up, we'll go start the process. Okay, so here's my kind of work setup. It's very messy, you can tell. This dye gets everywhere. The very first thing I'm going to suggest is get some clothes that you're not sad about getting dye on. You can tell this shirt has seen a lot better days. I've used it for my airbrushing and my dyeing. First off, for your materials, you're going to need something to put your material in. I use this Ultimate Disc. I've used cake pans, baking pans, as long as they're deep and you want at least 9 inches wide. So, there's that. You're going to need your material. So I use Floetrol for my cell dyes. This is, just pick it up. Ace Hardware, Home Depot, Lowe's. Back here is my colors. You can see I've got a whole swath of them. You make your colors with this Floetrol, and then over here are my different dyes. This is Pro Chem and Dye. You actually buy them from their website. They're actual disc golf dyes. So you're going to need some dyes. You're going to need Floetrol to make your colors. Okay, next you're going to want 3-in-1 oil, silicone oil. This is what causes the cells to form. It like creates a chemical reaction within the Floetrol. And also with the use of heat. So another thing you're going to want is a torch, a hand torch, or you're going to want a heat lamp. I run both. Both are situational, but you can get away with one or the other. Heat gun, so that way you can monitor the temperature while you're baking your Floetrol, your bed. And then you're also going to want cling wrap. I suggest getting the slide cutter. It will make your life a million times easier when you go to cut the strips of it. Yeah, I think that's basically it. Get some gloves so you don't get your hands dirty. And then we'll show you the process here. Give me 1 second. Okay, so your Floetrol has a tendency to get these things called boogers or worms or whatever you want to call, because it'll gum up. So you want to make sure you shake this really well. Alright, and then you want to add it to your dish or whatever. You want to make sure it's deep enough that you can dip your disc without bottoming out. We're using a mid-range today, so we want to make sure we have a good base. I used quite a bit there. It's okay. This is an old run of Floetrol, and I'm due for some more anyways. We'll run a few beds in this one. The good thing about these cell dye beds is you can run multiple runs, like multiple beds. So after this one's done, we can throw some more dye on it, pull it again, and add some more oil, and then throw another disc and even get a better result than the first time sometimes. So, the next step here is you'll notice in here there's a lot of air bubbles. You can see it's like some cheese or some shit. We do not want those in our bed. So I'm going to go ahead and hit it with the torch first. Or you can do this. See, just hitting it, a lot of those bubbles just dissipated. So I did that. Do that a couple times. We're going to hit it with this torch. Do not hold it in one place too long. The Floetrol will burn. It takes some heat to get it to burn, but do not burn it. You won't like it. It leaves like a gummy, scabby spot. So a few times to get those air bubbles to the top. Having them now is alright. We can deal with it. One thing I forgot to mention, you're going to want some kind of skewers, pokers, something like that for when you're applying your oil for your cells. Okay. So, we got our bed started. Now, we got to figure out the color scheme we want to go with. So, give me a few seconds here. I'm going to figure out what I'm doing. Okay, so here's what we got. We got a bunch of colors. We're going to go ahead and put them in this bed now. So this will be our base right here, but we're also going to use these other colors. So we got a pansy. Fluorescent pink. Ooh, Sonic blue. We're running out of that one. So sometimes it'll clog on you like this just did here. You'll get these worms in them. And the best method I found for cleaning them out is just get them to stay in that end. Yeah. So, I'm gonna grab a stick here and make sure I get this thing focused. You get chunks like this in your Floetrol, and it's just part of the game. There's no way around it. I've looked into group help for it. Nobody really has a good solution for it, so you just it's one of those things you deal with in the for dealing with this medium. Blue, we got our teal. Aqua. Okay. Got our key lime green. This is one of my favorite colors here. We're running out of it, so we're gonna use what I can here. Okay, got our green. Our yellow here, which is a mix of sun yellow and neon lemon zest. Got our creamsicle here. It's gonna be orange, obviously. I guess I could have put a red in there too. I'm gonna go back and re-up this pansy though. Purple, especially your lighter purples and pinks, your neons, are not very good colors. Okay, we're gonna end with this flame scarlet here. So we got a mix of colors. Now we'll take this lilac black mix. We'll want to make sure we cover, half of it, because we're gonna pull this. So you want to make sure you'll have enough to cover the whole disc, if that makes sense. So you want to get up half to half. Use using more of that is okay, because this is going to be our web color. There we go. That's good enough. Okay, so this kind of what our bed looks like. Really messy. I'm going to go back and add some more scarlet here. It's sinking down. It's just a heavier dye than the rest. The yellow's kind of doing it not so bad. We'll give that a little bit more. We'll give our pink some more, because this side's getting a little bit squished down. And just to be spicy, one little smack of Concord in there. Okay. Next thing, you're going to want to cut your cellophane. I learned this trick online of using one of these deals right here. It's just a piece of cardboard I've cut. So this will help you from getting your whole bed covered with your cellophane. Because the trick of it is you want to cover the cellophane here and pull it so it drags your colors. So this will help us to only get what we want cellophaned up. You want to go ahead and apply it here, making sure you're getting the edge. The very edge is what you're concerned with the most. This extra cellophane here, I'm just going to fold it and put it on. This will be our little jig here is what we're going to call it. So we're going to pull this cellophane, making sure we keep dragging our fingers to the outside and applying pressure down. Yeah, switch my hands up. I lost my grip there. So this is good. It's going good. Okay. Let me throw this away. Get out of the way here. So our cells are starting to form already. Let me zoom in. As you can see there, they're starting to form already. So this, with the oil mixed into my dye already, it will give you that effect. But we're going to take it one step further. So we're going to go ahead and hit it with this 3-in-1 oil. I've already gone ahead and put some in this cup, and I'm using a little metal rod to apply it. And I'm just going to go ahead around here and put a few dots, whatever I think looks good. This is where you get to use your kind of creative freedom and do whatever you want. Now with applying the oil like this, you can see it instantly working in some spots. Yeah, with the bigger your bigger cells there are going to be created by me applying the oil, whereas you see the different effects there. You have much smaller kind of cells with the oil mixed in, and then when you're introducing the oil, it gives you much more dramatic effects. I'm going to hit them one more time here, and I'm going to just leave it. We're going to drop the heat on it, and we'll put a nice little time lapse to let you see what I'm going for. Basically, I do this, I set it and leave it for a half hour, come back, that's when we dip the disc in it. So let's let this thing do its deal, and we'll come back. Okay, so we've let this thing sit for about a half hour. It's done some really cool effects. You can see the color blends in there. You really got the reds going to orange, the yellow, the green. The green kind of got scattered out and shifted around. The yellow there, it's really wild. The blues, the pinks. I'm pretty happy with it. For a first gen bed, this is really good. We got some good color mix and saturation. Okay, so as you remember, we had our blank disc here. We're going to dip it in, and yeah, we're going to start this process. So a couple things to think of here. Make sure your disc is clean. You want to have gloves on. And you want to kind of plan where you want the disc to be. I'm really trying to get the whole gambit of colors here. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the bed more like this. I'm going to try to get the disc somewhere in here to make sure I get the red, yellow, green, blue, purple, pink. Another thing, when you go to dip your disc, you want to have a grip on it. As I smack the camera. Grip on it hard like this. You don't want to drop it. It will mess up what we're trying to do here, obviously. Another thing, when we go to put it in, you set it down at an angle and roll it in. We'll keep that down. That way you don't get air bubbles. If you get air bubbles, it's going to leave big white spots, and we already have some white spots we're dealing with, but these were intentional. So we're going to go ahead and just send it. Here's our disc. It's the last time you'll see it white. Alright, so the disc is in. I'm going to go ahead and drop the heat lamp. Okay. Now, here, let me zoom back out so you can kind of see. Okay, so the heat lamp is not sitting very high above the bed there. There you go. So I've got, I don't know, probably like maybe 1.5 feet, 2 feet of clearance. I've tested this with many beds. This is just the distance I've used in the past, and it stays in the right area. I like to keep my beds under 130, especially when I have a stamp. I like to try in like the teens, 110, like 115 max. That's why at the beginning I would say bring a temperature gun so you can test it. Let's see what we're reading here. So 68 right now. Not too horrible. We're going to go ahead and let this thing heat up. It's definitely on. We'll come back in about 10 minutes to see where it is, and then we'll leave it for about 4 hours. Champion plastic, lucid plastic, see-through plastic, I'll let bake a little bit longer because the colors tend to not take as well in that hour, but especially on this like star plastic, whatever, K1, whatever, I don't know what Cast Plastic calls it. 4 hours is enough. So we'll be back in a few minutes. Alright, let's see if I got it this time. Alright, pretty good. We're at 114 right now, 114.6. The most I could get, 116. 110. That's perfect. We're going to leave it. We'll come back in a couple hours and clean her off. We're back. It's been a little over 4 hours. So I got my garbage here. It's a giant mess, you can see, but that's what it's for. It's a garbage. Excuse me. I'm going to turn off the heat lamp. We're going to lift it out of the way. And I'm going to clean off this disc. Okay, heat lamp's out of the way. Just almost fell on the microphone. First thing, I'm going to take this poker. I'm going to go around the outside of the disc. As you can see right here, it's kind of like a skin has formed from the heat on this. So I'm going to kind of cut it away, so to speak. And then we will continue. So let me get that going. That's going to make my life so much easier. So here, paper towels are going to be your best friend. I also like to get a piece of cardboard just to kind of like scrape off the excess Floetrol. I have a pan standing by right now. It's just a little cake pan with 2 paper towels in it. I'm gonna transfer, so I'm gonna grab the disc, wipe the excess off, paper towel it off, throw it in the dish. We're gonna cover our Floetrol bed with saran wrap. That way we can use it later. Also, when you remove it after it's cooled down, it helps to pull a lot of this gunk off. That's just something I found in my practice here, I guess. So yeah, I'm gonna try to do this without showing you the finished product. While I'm doing this, I'll take it, clean it, and then we'll come back and you'll get to see the disc. Here we go. Give it a little preview there. Don't be peeking. Something I found here too. You got to be careful. You'll get dye on the back of the disc while you're doing this. And once you've done that, you've basically dirtied it up. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you do want to make sure you get the whole thing covered. Edge to edge. Work it all the way. It's okay to have a little bubble here and there, but you really want to make sure you get the whole bed covered. Perfect. I'm going to go clean up the disc in the pan and we'll reveal the results. One final touch. We got it out of the cleaner. We dyed it. We washed it off. Now we need the mark of quality, the mark of a champion. Dave dies. Okay, so that up a little bit. How about that? There we go. You can see my face. Okay, so we cleaned off the disc and we pulled it. Are you ready to see it? So this is what we ended up coming out with. I am not mad about that at all. Like a little bit of the green got lost here in the whiteness. There you go. But overall, we've got some really good colors, some good saturation, especially on this blue and purple and pink right here. Really a fan of that. The red and orange came out good. So my plan now here is I'm going to use one of the beds I've used in the last couple days, make another video on another disc. I've got a Moonshine Explorer, I've got a Queen. It just kind of depends. We'll see. Look for that in the future. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.